The same exact shoe that when I scanned it in the back of the store 20 minutes ago, it was $3.
Which now means two people in the same store with the same product at the same time will see two different prices and you'll never know which one you are.
Story time about how this toy and dynamic pricing at Walmart had security called on me.
Hey family, I am so happy to be back with you today. We're going to dive into some videos about dynamic pricing, and we're really going to be looking closely at probably your favorite or least favorite store. But before we do, myself and the algorithm would love if you would watch the videos from start to finish and leave a like. And then if you get to the end and say, hey, I like it here, I may want to come and hang out again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's dive in. One thing I always have is my Rise coffee. And today, one of the biggest fans of Walmart, ironically, I got Cartman with us to watch these videos. This first video we're diving into actually just kind of takes a look at dynamic pricing in a real way. I thought it was worth including because it's kind of funny.
I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty and I'm better than other people. I'm thirsty and I have terrible taste. I'm thirsty and I love marketing campaigns. I'm thirsty, but just for a sip, and then I would like to burp or fart for an hour. I'm thirsty and I got a hell of a UTI. I'm thirsty and I need to shit my pants immediately.
Now, of course, that was a bit of a parody, but for the most part, that is what dynamic pricing is. That's what it's based off of. It's based off of your shopping habits, how desirable a product is at a particular time. What Walmart is saying is they have the patent to go ahead and utilize these technologies right now, but that's not what they're going to be doing. Walmart is saying what they're going to be doing is using these digital price tags. You may have noticed them at your Walmart or other local stores, but these digital price tags are supposed to adjust in real time when the prices in the store adjust. But the concern that customers are having is that those prices are being adjusted based off of who's in front of that product and who's buying that product and how much they need that product. So let's take a look at this video that describes it a little bit more.
We have now reached a point where the price you pay for products is decided by an algorithm that knows everything about you. Stores like Instacart, Walmart, Amazon, and Delta are collecting things like your browser history, your location, your income, what device you're using, and how long you pause over a product before you put it back. And it's all fed into a system with one job, which is to figure out the maximum price you'll pay before you walk away and charge you exactly that. Which now means two people in the same store with the same product at the same time will see two different prices and you'll never know which one you are. The FTC confirmed this is already happening. Companies are using your data to detect urgency. Say if you're searching for a last-minute flight to see a sick relative, the algorithm sees desperation and raises the prices. Instacart was caught running secret pricing experiments where the same order cost different amounts for different customers, adding up to over $1,200 a year for some families, and nobody was told. And if it couldn't get crazier, Walmart is replacing every paper price tag in every store with a digital screen by the end of 2026 and has already filed patents to update prices using your personal data in real time. Maryland just became the first state to ban this, and the retail industry lobbied until the law was full of loopholes, and Walmart can still do most of it. And we are now living in a world where we are being treated like data points rather than humans.
Now, as you see, that video that was kind of joking wasn't really joking. They're really taking a lot of things that we've already given them, which is our information from our Walmart app, if you use the Walmart app to shop and order things at home, your TV even, and we've got a video about that too. Let's take a look at that.
Did you realize that this TV right here is a Walmart tracking device to track you at home? Walmart bought Vizio Television. When they did that, they acquired millions of people's data. And more importantly than just the TV itself, they acquired the data system. They bought SmartCast and the data advertising platform that was owned by Vizio. So here's how it works. You pay $598 for the TV. You get it home, you unbox it, you plug it in, and you realize you can't operate it without a Walmart account. Actually, it says right here that a Vizio account is required for Smart TV. And that's more than deceptive labeling. That's a straight up lie.
You'll be immediately redirected to set up a Walmart account.
And here's the sinister part, like I said before.
I hate to pause the video, but I know this to be true. because we've had a Vizio TV. It's been less than a decade, but we do have a Vizio TV. And for some reason, that remote always comes up missing. So I finally decided to download the Vizio digital remote for my phone. And it said you have to set up a Vizio app, and then it directed me straight to the Walmart app. So this is true. And I wish I would have saw this video before I set up my remote, but they got me.
It wasn't about buying the physical TVs. It was about buying SmartCast. Any Vizio televisions that have been manufactured in 2026 require a Walmart account. And look at the deceptive pricing scheme. $238 for the TCL 50-inch and $178 for the Vizio. SmartCast is the operating system that lives inside the TV. It runs all your apps like Netflix and YouTube. It controls your home screen. And most importantly, the ad data system. What it does is detect what you're watching, even from cable boxes, game consoles, or DVDs, and your cell phone connected to the Walmart app. Now they will tie in what you and your family watch, search, and buy to relentlessly market you into their store. Even more Orwellian than that, linking your TV to your purchases to your location. Now you are a probable target for personal product pricing adjustments set according to your needs or desperation. This is called dynamic pricing, based on your personal data. And the fact that a giant corporation like Walmart has laid the foundation for a deceptive controlling system just like this should have us all outraged. Does it?
I think I'm more nervous about the products that we need. I know we buy frivolously. Sometimes we shop for stuff that honestly we spend too much on designers, we spend too much on clothes, shoes, um, just frivolous things. But my concern is when it comes to groceries, when it comes to needing to buy baby formula, when it comes to needing to buy medications, things like that. How bad do you need it? How bad do you need it? Because that's how much it's going to be worth to you, and that's how much I'm going to charge you. And I was thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe I just stop shopping at Walmart. We all kind of collectively back away from Walmart. They'll get the message. But one of my other favorite grocery stores is Aldi. And they're doing it too. We also had one of the big local chains here, Giant Eagle, just got bought out by Kroger. And guess what?
So I'm at Kroger's and look at this. They're digital. You can't open this. It's digital. Which means they can change it at will. Which means they can see my brown self coming and be like, oh, $2.99, not $5.99 for her. That's what it's going to come to. It's going to come to the cameras picking us up. We're going to be picked up on camera. And it's going to know who we are, know what we bought, and it's going to raise the price. It feels like the double.
I respect, I can't recall what state they said. I think it was Maryland, but I respect them for immediately stepping in and trying to put some litigation in place to stop this, because it's not the people that can walk in any store, buy what they want, that don't look at the price, that are going to be affected. It's the people that have saved, that have couponed, that have planned diligently, and they walk in the store. And from the time they pick up the product to the time they get to the register, the price could have changed. And it has. And we're going to look at a video where this woman actually went to make a purchase. And before she could get to the register, the price had changed. So this is a 3-part video. We'll try to get through it fast. Cut some parts out if they're not relevant, but let's take a look.
I've had a hard day today. And that's okay. Days like that happen. But what I want to talk about is Walmart. And I don't want to hear a bunch of, boycott Walmart, don't go to Walmart. I don't have the bandwidth to take on why that doesn't work for everybody. So I love you guys, but hold that thought, because I can't today. But what I want to tell you guys what happened, because I'm so angry. Sorry. And I'm going to try really hard. I'm not very good at this. So I'm going to try really hard to like put the pictures so they pop up so you understand. But I wrote down my notes so that I can remember. Sorry, I probably should have waited till I was more regulated to have this call. Okay. So my kids have outgrown their shoes and need new ones. Fine, great. I love that for us. I love that we're growing and I love that it's time. But everything is so wildly expensive. And I had to be at Walmart for other things anyway. And I thought, well, let me just peek and see if there's anything on sale because I'm having a hard time finding anything, $20 or less. And I found a price tag. And I brought this up in a previous video. When my Walmart switched to digital tags, I said, this makes me really nervous because when do I know when you update the tag? And nobody can answer that for me. And they were like, I guess at night. No, I don't know that. Like, when I shop for my family in person, it takes a very long time. There's 5 of us. Everybody needs something different from deodorant to food. I'm all over the store. I'm there for a long time. We're on a budget, so I'm trying to price match things. I'm trying to make sure that we have enough for it. I'm trying to make sure, do we really need this right now? Do I need to wait until another paycheck? Like, life is hard. And I asked, when they switched to digital, what if the price changes while I'm shopping? Like, what if I pick something up and it's $2 and then the sale ends while I'm shopping and I get up here and it's more expensive? That would never happen. That would never happen. That's not how it works. And I'm like, okay. But like, and they said, listen, acting like I'm the problem. Listen, if it bothers you that much, just take a picture of everything you're buying. And then when you get to the register, if it rings up different, you can just show us the picture and we'll match it. Because they don't price match online, which I'll make a different video on that. They don't price match what's online. They only price match if it's mismarked in the store. Okay? So I'm in the back and I find a pair of shoes. Actually, I don't find a pair of shoes. I find the price tag that says that it was $18.98 marked down to $3 for kids' sneakers. Wear them sneakers. Where's my $3 sneakers? So I'm trying to find those. So I'm going to stop here and make another video, okay? I find the price tag that says these kids' sneakers are $3, marked down from $18.98. So I'm like, yeah, let's find those sneakers. Dope. And the shoe hanging below it is a purple sneaker. And I scan with my phone for that location. Like, I've turned it on to say I'm at this location to price check. And I scan the QR code on the shoe. It's coming up $18.98. So I scan the QR code, and we all know where I stand on those, on the price tag, to see if it's the purple shoe. And the QR code takes me to a different shoe, a black sneaker with like rainbow laces. That's the sneaker that's $3. It says that it's $3. The QR code has pulled out, I'll put the picture up, has pulled it up and said this shoe was $18.98 and it's now marked down to $3. That's what the QR code said. But it's a black sneaker. That's not what's hanging directly below the sign. So I'm looking around. I find the sneakers in the picture that match, okay? I find them laying on top of a shelf somewhere else. I'm assuming a lot of people ran into this and just threw the shoes down because they were pissed. So I find that shoe. I take that shoe down. I'm like, oh, I found it. Because my son was with me. Because someone brought a gun to school today. So again, I'm not in a good headspace.
Yeah, she's Saturday.
So I had my son with me and he was like, oh, this mom. And so he's sitting in a chair and I was like, I'm sorry, baby, but I got to get shoes for your sister. And so I scan the tag on the shoe and it comes up $3. And it says, at this location, it's $18.98 marked down to $3. That's what the tag on the damn shoe said. Okay. And then I throw it in the cart and we go up to the register and I'm bringing stuff up. And my son was like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was $11. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was $8. And it's coming up $15.98, $14.30. And I was like, are you sure? And I was like, I have a fear of this. Are you sure about that? And he was like, actually, I don't know. Because we were looking at soap so early in our shopping experience. He can't remember 100%. And we're already at the register. So like, I don't know. Do I stop and pack everything back up and go back to take pictures of everything? I don't know. Because I have a whole cart full. And then I go to ring up these $3 sneakers and they ring up $18.98. And when I scan it with the register, boop, $18.98. No, it's not. It's $3. So I pause. Call the guy over. I scan it with my phone. Now, same exact shoe has ridden in the buggy from the back of the store to the front of the store. The same exact shoe. I scan it. Only sold online, $18.98. That's a lie. I'm holding the shoe. All right, we'll stop making another video.
Okay, before we even get to that last video, first off, she said something else that just threw me completely off, which is now the shoe is saying it's only sold online and she clearly has the shoe in her hand. So all this digital mess, I don't think that they have people properly keeping up with it and updating stuff, first off. And second off, this dynamic pricing is about to ruin shopping for so many people. And I already feel like society is pushing us towards having everything delivered, not going into physical stores anyway. And to make it to where you can't even go into a store and be guaranteed that the price you see is the price you pay, is going to push people back home. And then the dynamic pricing is going to get even worse because how can you control what they're charging you online? And you will never know what the next person is paying compared to what you're paying sitting at home. So it can only get worse. I'm usually not the pessimist, but when it comes to my money and I have a large family, This is concerning, people.
So I'm at the register, and I chose to go through not one of the little square ones where it's the self-checkout, like you take 6 things. It's the one that's got conveyor belt self-checkout. So like I have space, I'm not bothering anybody. Boop, $18.98. And I'm like, no, it's not. And so I stop, pull my phone out, scan the tag. Now, standing at the register, $18.98. No. And the thing says only sold online for $18.98. And this is the same exact shoe that when I scanned it in the back of the store 20 minutes ago, it was $3. So I called the guy over, and the guy scans with his phone. He's like, no, it's $18. And I was like, but it's supposed to be $3. And he's like, can you prove that? What? Whatever, bro. And I was like, yes. And I said, do you want to walk back there with me? He's like, I'm not, I'll leave this section. And I was like, okay, well, it's $3. And he was like, let's ring it up 18. And I was like, I don't know what we do now. And he's like, if it's that big a deal to you, I'm going to have to call a manager. And I was like, it is that big a deal to me. Of course, now my son is mortified and he would rather, throw himself off a cliff. He's like, Mom, it's not that big a deal. It is, boys. It is. It is a big deal. Because you just told me that you don't think the prices rang up right on everything I've rung up prior to this. But this, I absolutely know was supposed to be $3. So now I'm questioning everything in my cart. So I have my teens stand there with our stuff and guard the space. And he tells me, I need to go back to where I got the shoes, the employee. I need to go back to where I got the shoes and take a picture. And he's like, but make sure you get that QR code, because if you don't bring that up here, I'm not going to be able to check it. Okay, bet. I would love to. I'm disabled and I would love to take another lap around this store. So I leave the register and go to the very back of the store where shoes are. Okay. And I get back there. Sure enough, take a picture of it. It says $3. It says that it was $18.98, scratched out $3 in red, like super clearance. And then I take a picture with the QR code to show the shoe, which shoe I'm talking about, because you've got the wrong shoe hanging up there. Okay, but whatever. And so then while I'm back there, I scan the shoe again, $3 on the ticket, like on the price tag on the shoe. So I'm like, I don't understand. I take screen grabs of all this and I come back up to the front. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'll just change it to $3. And I was like, I have a bigger question though. Like, this scares me because that means that it's choosing the price based on where I'm standing in the store. And that's unacceptable. And I said, that's something that needs to be reported to the Better Business Bureau. That is unacceptable. And he's like, man, what do you want, a manager? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you're going to wait. And then proceeds to laugh at me the whole time. But I will get into that. Sorry, I'll stop here.
Why is that funny? This woman is taking care of kids, taking care of her business. Why is that funny? $15 is a lot of money to be just given away because y'all don't want to honor the price that was on the tag. And y'all knew technology decided that that's not the price anymore. Tell me where that makes any type of sense, where it's ethical. And it really makes me, and probably a lot of other people, which she said she couldn't get into it because it was too much, but it makes a lot of people not want to shop at Walmart. And I do understand where she's coming from, because the reality is, in some places, Walmart is it. That's it. Walmart is the only place where they can go. So then what do you do? Because now dynamic pricing is even more of a problem. They don't have any competition. So this is really going to be something that in the long term is going to bring up a lot of ethical questions, but eventually it's probably going to become the norm. And then we just deal with it like we do a lot of things. Unfortunate, but it's true. There's more parts to her story, but I think we got the gist of what happened, which was she found the shoe for $3, went up front, price had changed, went back, price was $3 again, went back up front, had a hard time with management. We already knew Walmart had poor customer service, so that's to be expected. But what's not to be expected is just changing the price all willy-nilly just because. Like, that's unacceptable. All right, let's look at some more videos.
And to prove I'm not full of shit, here we go. 4.78 pounds. 2.2 pounds. 4.78. 2.2. Let's look at the other one. 4.9. 2 pounds. Walmart is getting us. Right? They're screwing us.
Dynamic pricing aside, that is flat out wrong. And now I've never went and weighed my meat to see if it matched what was on the tag, but I bet I will now. That is just wrong. How do you, of course you get a manager, you tell them, hey, this doesn't match that, and maybe they price adjust, but now a 15-minute shopping trip for everybody that likes to still shop in person is going to take an hour because you have to validate every price You have to make sure they're giving you what's on the tag. You have to hope the tag doesn't change while you're standing right there. You got to check the weight on things. We are just getting screwed over as consumers. And I don't know if this is just a Walmart thing. And that's what scares me, because we can step away from Walmart, but to see Aldi, Kroger, everybody's integrating these new technologies that aren't meant to serve us. They're meant to serve the corporations.
Story time about how this toy and dynamic pricing at Walmart had security called on me. I went to Walmart to buy a bubble lawnmower, and they didn't have any bubble lawnmowers, but they did have this. So like any mother who's watching her pennies, I did a quick Google search to see the reviews on this, and it brought me to walmart.com, which had a bunch of reviews saying it was a pretty good gun. I also noticed that it was $4. $4 online. I just want to make a note, it was sold by Walmart, not a third party. It was saying that it was sold out online and sold out for pickup, because it did have the option for pickup, but it was sold out in my store. But clearly not. There was 3 on the shelf and there was 1 in my hand. So I was like, oh, simple price match. I'll go up to the front. So obviously the cashier can't do anything. Expected that. No big deal. Calls manager over. She starts scanning it with her app on her phone and says it's coming up for $14. And it's ringing up for $14. And I'm showing her my phone from walmart.com, which is not the app. And it's showing that it's $4. And she's like insisting that I use my app to scan it so I would see that it was 14. See, that's how they're going to do this dynamic pricing, guys. It's not going to be with like camera recognition, like when you're walking by in the aisle. It's going to be our apps. They're going to force us to use our apps, and then all of the dynamic pricing is going to go based off the app. Sam's Club is already letting you scan all of your items and shop that way and do a full checkout that way through your app. So that's what I think they're moving to, is full app checkout. So then she calls over somebody in loss prevention who's apparently higher than her, and that girl Googles it and sees it for $4. Then she scans it with her app and it comes up as 14. And I'm like, I just want it price matched. And now they're like trying to gaslight me and saying it's sold through a third party and that third party has it sold out, or that it's not this store. And we confirmed it was sold by Walmart and it was at that store, that location. So now I'm starting to get heated. I'm getting a little annoyed. We've been arguing back and forth. You know, I checked out my groceries so I wouldn't hold up the line. I'm standing in customer service. And I'm saying to you, like, this is ridiculous. This is what dynamic pricing is all about. Why are you defending this multi-billion-dollar corporation? I think I'm going to start recording to make a TikTok of this, because this is insane. And this is what everybody is talking about. And I said I'm going to record the floor and just record our voices, because I just want some documentation of this. And then she called security on me because she said that I was threatening to record their faces and put them all over the internet, which I don't have the time or the internet.
Pause, because what happens when you go on Walmart? First thing they do, put your face on camera. They watching you all around that whole store. When you go to checkout, they got you on camera. And they will gladly share that footage of you taking them up top. But don't think you're going to record them doing something unethical, because now they got to call security. Okay. That's ironic, right? Girl, you better record them.
So then the cop comes over, and he's really nice, and she gives him this whole story about how it's sold through a third party and that it's not that store and blah, blah, blah. To which she walks away in a huff, and now I'm standing there with this loss prevention girl and this security guard, and I show him my phone, and I explain to him what's going on calmly, and he's like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm not sure what they're going to do. You're going to need to talk to somebody like even higher up, because I'm not thieving or anything. I'm just standing there like trying to get a price match for Walmart.com at a Walmart store. It was not a big deal. But here we are with security. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you got called for this. This is ridiculous. And then they call somebody else over. And this dude could care like 2 craps less. He literally walked up to customer service and was like, price it for $4. Like, he looked at my phone, he heard what I had to say, and then he just price matched it, which is what it should have been in the first place. I don't know why, but here it is. Here we are. This is dynamic pricing. This is what they're going to do. It's going to be through the apps. And my, middle America income, whatever is on my phone data is going to make it priced more than maybe somebody else's, or maybe my shopping habits. Maybe they know that my toddler really likes these kind of toys, so I get priced higher for that. I don't know how exactly they figure out the pricing, but I know it's happening, and I know it's going to happen through the app. And the way she kept insisting that I use my app. Why aren't you scanning it on your app? I said, I don't need an app. I don't need an app to buy online. You don't have to have an app on your phone to buy from Walmart.com. What are you talking about? Anyway, I got it for $4. Here it is. I'll let you know how it works. I didn't want to be that person, but this is ridiculous. Like, we got to start taking a stand at some point. What's also kind of ironic is I was on the phone with my husband when I was driving to Walmart debating on if I wanted to go to Walmart or Target, because neither store do I want to give my business to these days. And we ultimately decided on Walmart because we thought it would be cheaper.
We've been mentally trained these last couple, 2, 3 decades to believe that Walmart is the cheaper choice. Like she said, hey, you know what? Between Target and Walmart, I'm going to just grin and bear it and go to Walmart because I know I can get it cheaper. Once that's not the case, we already know Walmart ethically is not the best choice for its employees. Now that we're seeing ethically, they don't even care about they never cared about the customers, let's be real. But now we can't even go in there and save a buck. What is the point in shopping at Walmart? These corporations are going to tank themselves. Greed is going to be their downfall. And it's getting to that point. But I think the scary thing is the only way that they're keeping us where we are is them being the only choice. They're taking out smaller companies like they've been doing for decades. And now that we're the only choice, you're going to pay whatever we decide to charge you. Because I don't see Target being too far behind. I haven't checked. I did go on Walmart and check, and the Walmart that I went to did have the dynamic price and price tags. But I haven't checked Target to see if they have them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop that video in real quick. I did go to Walmart. I didn't see the prices change, but I did see the dynamic tag. So I'll show you guys what I saw here real quick. Now, we all go to Walmart, and this is just to show you guys. Gotta do my own research too, but this store, the one I'm in, does also have the dynamic pricing. I try to stay out of Walmart, so I haven't been in here often, but this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm not seeing any glitching. I've heard that they're just doing this to make it quick and easy to change pricing, but we shall see. So here, let's find a Target product, because I feel like if you stare at it too long, they're gonna be like, we gotta change the price. But let's see. We'll look at this mug right here on the corner. So right now it is $16.88. I'm gonna pick it up, look at it. Oh, mug, nice. Observe it for a bit. Spend a bunch of time over here. And then see if anything changes, because I'm going to go somewhere else and look at something else, but I'm going to come back. But let's see, it's $16.88. Was $18.97. Okay, I'm really considering, or am I? But let's see what happens. All right, we'll come back in a minute, guys. Okay, I came back and still the same pricing, so I can't say that it's like switching consistently. Maybe they are just using it right now to keep pricing updated, but if I'm being honest, I don't believe that. So yeah, I didn't really see or notice anything. I was hoping that like I stood there for a minute, maybe it would notice, hey, I'm looking at it for a while, maybe the price will change. Nothing happened. So it could be what they said, which is that they're just using it to make it more efficient, to change prices quickly for now. But in the long run, I guarantee they're probably going to be using that technology that allows them to change it based on who's shopping and how interested they are. And this next video kind of explains those patents and how they work as far as what your desires are and how they can charge you.
Walmart just did something we should all be paying close attention to. Walmart just secured 2 patents for an AI-powered pricing system that can adjust prices based on consumer behavior, popularity, and demand. Translation: items could get more expensive at your Walmart if they know you and those around you are more likely to purchase it. Now, Walmart's saying, don't worry, we're only using this for markdowns. Yet, Walmarts around the United States are implementing new digital price stickers on their shelves. So the real question we should be asking is not what they plan to do with it today, but what they plan to do with it in the future. Because we've already seen how corporations react to demand. Think about hurricanes approaching a city, and all of a sudden, a $4 pack of bottled water costs $20. And let's be honest, this isn't innovation, this is control.
It's unbelievable. And you may have seen this video circulating, but this is someone seeing the prices change in real time. And I can't say if it's because they were looking at a product they were interested in or if it was just the time of day when Walmart was switching the pricing. But first off, why would you do something like that in the middle of a shopping day if you can't even give us the courtesy of being open 24 hours? You could change those prices when everybody is gone.
Oh my god, look. These price tags started updating right in front of me. This is crazy, dude. Oh my god, that cup went up in price. I wish I would have. I had to, like, get my camera going, right? So there was a delay. Dude, this was under $2. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was like $1.98. Now it's $2.18. But like, oh wait, did that just go down? I'm trying to see if I can catch it on camera. I've never been in a store and actually watched the price of something go up right in front of me as I walked up to buy it. And now it's glitched out and it isn't showing the price anymore. I'm not sure what's.
The tag was like, you ain't about to get me on camera changing prices and start glitching. But that is reality now. This is not some movie. This is not, oh, they're going to be doing this. They may be doing that. No, they're doing it in our faces. It's too late. It's already done. So now what do we do? How do we shop? How do we save? Are coupons going to still be a thing? Because if I'm shopping and I'm getting $3 off of something, but dynamic pricing kind of is already in my phone, knows I have the digital coupon, whatever the case may be, is it going to change the price to kind of mitigate the coupon that I have so that I'm still paying the same price anyway? Is there even a point of coupon shopping? A lot of questions behind this, guys. I know this was a little bit different of a video today, kind of like a one-off. Let me know if you enjoyed and if you want to get into any more of these one-off topics. I'll be back in the next video with some quantum immortality, so stay tuned for that. Love you guys. I will see you in the next one.